Hi guys, so in today's video I'm going to take you through the process of setting up your document presets for the new Affinity Studio. It's fairly straightforward, and once you learn how to do it for one document you can do it for all of them, and it'll save you loads of time. You're not having to start documents from scratch every time you want to create a new book. I also want to take this opportunity to remind you that the competition for the free puzzle software is going to end on Sunday/Monday coming up, so the 9th/the 10th of November 2025. I think there. I'll link to the video below. That's how you enter. Just do what it says, basically like and subscribe. I've also released a free giveaway for a section of the puzzle generator, the word ladder generator, completely free. If you watch the last video just before this one, really simple generator, creates loads of word ladder puzzles, puts them into a PDF ready for you to upload straight away to KDP. Instant. And that is free for everyone who watches that video. Right, that's it for the introduction. Let's get on with learning. So when you first launch the Affinity app, Affinity Studio, this is the welcome screen you get, and it's from here that you're going to access the different sizes of document that you can make, but also you can make your own. And this is going to save you a lot of time, and instead of setting documents up from scratch every time you need a new one, create the presets. As you can see here, I've already made one preset, 8.5 by 11. Let's make another one. And if we click see more, you can see that's my preset. These are all of the other presets that have been built. Quite a few to choose from there, but they're not really specific to our needs. You've got to make one for yourself. So this here is the 8.5 by 11 inch. I'll just scroll through the options so you can see. But I'm going to do a 6 by 9 so you can follow along as I set that up. Now we are going to need this little guide here from KDP. I will link to it in the description of the video if I remember. If not, you can find it by going on Google. Don't you worry about that. They're not hiding it away. It is completely visible. So now I want to start the 6 by 9. So I'll come off this entirely because I could just edit this and save it. But what I do want to do is start again from scratch. So we'll do this A4 version. First of all, I want to change the name to 6 by 9. And then we'll change the millimeters to inches because we're going to be working in inches. And I'll change the page width and the page height to the appropriate size. So 6 by 9. Colour format for print is CMYK. Although to be honest, I did do tests and it didn't really make that much difference. Whether it was CYMK or RGB, but good form suggests we should use CMYK, so we'll do that. I'm not bothered about artboards or transparent backgrounds. Image placement, prefer embedded or linked. I prefer embedded rather than linked, just in case anything goes wrong with the link or I lose the image file or something like that. It doesn't really cause much of a problem, but there's always a potential it might. And here is the bits that we're going to change, and these are the important bits. So first of all, we're going to turn on multi-page, and we're going to turn on facing pages. That's important for the margins, which again we'll turn on quickly here. So without facing pages turned on, there isn't a margin for inner. It's just left, right, top, bottom, and each page is treated individually. It works fine, but what you want for a more professional looking book is you want there to be a gutter. Because if you're looking at a 2-page spread, or you're doing like every double page spread in your book, on the left hand side page, the right hand side margin is going to be the inner. And on the right hand side page, the left hand margin is going to be the inner. So it changes with every page. With facing page is not selected, you don't get that option. It's just left, right, top and bottom. So you need left and right to be equal, and you need them to both effectively have a gutter in it. So you're going to be losing a little bit of space, and the page might look a little bit lopsided. If you do it facing pages, then you can specify the inner. So no matter which page, the left or the right, the inner is always going to be the innermost margin, the one that's connecting to the spine of the book. It's easy to set up, and it's just a couple of clicks. So if we go back to the guide, you can see that the inside margin for our book, and let's be honest, you're not going to be doing books that are much bigger than 150 pages, so this should be fine. But if not, the inside margin, the gutter, will change depending on the thickness of the book. The more pages, the more of the page disappears down that gutter. But we're fine with this one. So the inside margin is 0.375. I'm just going to unlink them there, because with this clicked, if I left it clicked and selected that, then they all turn to 0.375, which I don't want. So we'll turn it off, and we'll do 0.375 for the inside margin, and for the other margins you want to be 0.25. Perfect, that's your margin setup. Now we're going to set up the bleed. And this here, by the way, is the same for every single size book, whether it be 6x9, 8.5x5, 8x8, 5x9, whatever crazy book you're creating, the margins stay the same. The bleed is also the same on all the books. 0.125 of an inch. Now we don't want the bleed on the inner margin. You don't need it. It's kind of factored into the margin size. But if you have a bleed on the inner, and you drag your image over the bleed, there's a chance that when you export your image, it takes the inner bleed and it puts it on the other page. It's odd, but it does happen. It happened to me on one of my books. The bleed from the right, say on the left hand page, the bleed from the right hand inner margin appeared on the right hand page, because when I set it up with single sheets, pulled the image over the entire bleed, and then I exported it, and yeah, there was an overlap from the two bleed sections. So it's best just to avoid the bleed in the inner. Long story short, you don't need a bleed on the inner margin. For the rest of the margins, it's just 0.125. And there you go. I'll just unlink that and then delete that. And that's it. That is your page set up correctly. Create the preset, and there it is, ready for whenever you need it. To use it, select it, create document, and there is your page. There's the margin. Remember, the margin is bigger on the inner pages, and if we add 2 pages there, you can see the inside margin is bigger than the outer margin or the top and bottom margin. The bleed runs all the way around the outside. You can use that method to create any size book. Now, me personally, I just do really 8.5 by 11s or 6 by 9s. I do actually do 8.5 by 8.5s for the craft paper pads, but I've not made them in a while. But if I was to get back to making them, I'd make a preset really easy, using the exact same methods, just the slightly different sizings. So that is it for today's video, nice and short, how to set up your document in Affinity Studio. It's a one-time operation, and that's it. You'll save yourself loads of time in the long run by getting your presets set up nice and early. So thanks for watching, and I shall see you next time.